friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Trina. Today's video is going to be October in my Kinbors. I do have another notebook here, as you could tell from the back here, to be introduced to you guys this month. And yeah, let's get right into it. I guess October, I was more in my Kinbor weeks than in my Kinbor A6, which, to be perfectly honest, I could have gone away with a new notebook, but I don't know. I didn't think about it, if I'm being honest. So let's start with the Kinbor weeks first, and then the A6, and eventually what this spiral notebook is for at the end. So, okay. For the month of October, it is my birth month, so I did a little bit of a sticker rating situation in the monthly setup here. I did plan most of the stuff beforehand. I think I went in with the plan with me with the purple sparkly colored ones, and then as days progress, I added in with the pink and the black writing. So anything you see in the sparkly purple is from the plan with me, and as you can see, there are a lot of stuff that I've added afterwards or after the fact. So I do have here my reading tracker here to the side, but this is not updated. I believe I have read one or two more books after here, so I need to double check that because I read it like on the 29th, 30th, and 31st of October. So there are a couple of books here that I have not listed down. And then I guess the major thing that happened during October is that there are a couple of earthquakes here and there. Aftershocks, earthquakes, the ground or like the country is shaking. A lot of volcanic eruptions happened this month, and it was very chaotic and it was very scary. On the other like news, I guess I end up not going to the Genshin Impact exhibit in Cebu City. My brother went, but I didn't go because of the earthquake scares. Um, I just decided that just wouldn't go. But I did become quite productive for like when it comes to like work as well as my garden. I did end up building a tomato cart like system where I put two pots in an old trolley of it's supposed to be a computer table, but it's broken now, and the frame is still there. So I decided to wrap like string around the frame so that I could put my tomatoes there and I could hold them up with the string. So I did that. I did go to a couple of sales this month, purchasing like emergency items and other stationery. And of course, I went book shopping for my birthday. We went on a road trip here. I get to eat a lot of cake, I guess. I also went to Pokemon Fun Day. All right, I went to Pokemon Fun Day with my best friend here. We played dice games for the Moon Festival. I lost. It's my mom who won our dice game this year, and I don't know if we're going to do that again next year, but it was quite fun. So yeah, I guess those are like the broad strokes of what happened for the month of October, and we shall proceed with the weekly. So this is where it started. I was able to record the earthquake this week because it happened on 30th of September, and then I thought I did put here RIP Oppo F11. However, it's alive. It turns out I did not turn on the charging port for it, so I thought it was like this was my phone back in 2019. So it has been quite a bit, but it's still alive. I can still use it as an e-reader, so it's still fine. I also managed to get Flynn's at 68 Pity, and I don't think it's called 50/50 anymore, but it's more of like I don't know. It's no longer 50/50, but my old veteran OG brain for Genshin still calls it 50/50. But I did win Flynn's, and also I think it was in the next week that I got his weapon, but I also got his weapon for some reason. It was like 20 pity. So that was fun. I am back to playing Genshin because for the daily quest, you need to do it like 5 times a week in order to get a constellation of your choice, and I am hoping to just guarantee Scaramouche Wanderer's C6 constellation that way. So I am playing that again, and then um, there's also the news of Durin coming up on December, so I'm saving some primos for him as well. This is, as I said, Pokemon Fun Day with my best friend. The main reason actually that we're going is not because of Pokemon Fun Day, but rather it's the McDonald's Tiny Tan collab. And I thought that Encore, so it's I forgot the name of the previous one, but we got the Tiny Tan one. Luckily, I was able to pick out the two that are our biases. So I got Jimin and Shigatsuga. it was pure luck actually. But yeah, we got that, and I also purchased a smiski for myself that I opened up, and it was what I wanted as well. It's the birthday smiski. So yeah, it was fun this week, even though like this was tragic, this was scary, but it was fun for the end of like the weekend. And then the next week, I did go to, this is for sourdough. I went to Oka Bakery. It's like a new bakery that soft opened near us. It was fine. And then I purchased a sticker sheet set of icons for my 2026 Kinbor from, this is Handmade Paper Crafts by Anyang. And I did haul it in one of my weekly vlogs, I guess. And it was fun. I am excited to use actual planner mini icons for 2026. And I will try to be precious with it actually. I'm not going to use it just for anything. It's like special occasions sort of icons. I did have a Pokemon Community Day here. I think this was the week, or like these were the days of the road trip. I harvested 4 tomatoes today upon coming home. So I did manage to harvest 4 tomatoes. I think I have a reel for this, but the garden, as you can tell, is kind of thriving, and I'm very happy and pleased with how my tomatoes, okras, and eventually my ampalaya plants are coming up, or the bitter gourds. That's kind of fun. Pokemon Community Day for Solosis, I only got 2 shinies, and then I guess that's it for this week. And then this is the week of my birthday. I did grew to love the aesthetic of sticker bombing a frame all over the page, and I think I'm going to continue with doing this only on like a little, like a smaller scale. I don't think I'm going to do that in the middle here anymore, but rather frame the whole page. And I am loving the situation. Also on my birthday, like I think I did a 24-hour reading log situation here for my birthday, like a countdown to my birthday situation, and I slept at around 12:30 in the morning because I started on the 12th and then ended on the 13th midnight. And I slept at around 12:30, and 30 minutes later, the ground shook, and it was like, happy birthday to me. But yeah, that happened. I went to SM City with my brother here, and he went to fix his computer, and I went along, purchased a couple of stuff, mainly these mild liners, which I got here, one of them here to the side. And I love this aesthetic. I love how this looks. This looks so fun. Even though I only have like a little bit of stuff here and there to record, I still love the look of this. It looks full, even though there's like space here. It still looks full, which is fun. We went to sale here. This is where I purchased like emergency items. I also got a couple of seeds for my garden, a couple of new clothes, I guess. And it was fun. This was a fun week. And then this is what I said about like framing just the sides instead of in the middle here as well. I ignored the countdown here. This was supposed to be for when we go to Cebu. However, I did not go, so I just decided to ignore it. It's fine. I like this though. I think I did not do a plan with me for this week because I just want to decorate and just write my plans immediately. This was the week when my copy of Pokemon Legends ZA came out, and I got my first shiny Litleo. It was female, so I named her Nala, of course. And it was also the week of my aunt's birthday, so we got German chocolate cake from Flower. It was okay. It was nice. And then this is this week. Today is actually Sunday, November 2nd here, and I also did like the corners as well here. But I also did a little bit of doodling this week. This was so unfortunate. I did not go to work on Monday because I was slightly sick, but I was well enough to film. So I prepared myself to film 6 videos for the whole morning and afternoon while I was like, I can be alone and there's no noise. Turns out my mic had low batteries on the third, or like the fourth rather, the fourth video. So I did not notice it and just continually filmed videos. Turns out my mic was off for the 3 videos, so I have to refilm it today, actually. But yeah, that was unfortunate. But I did manage to get a shiny Fluffy. I named Mofu, and shiny Flabebe, which I don't have a name yet. It's a flower and it's red, so I'm thinking of Amaranth. I don't know. I don't know. That's like the first name that I thought of, or like the first flower that I thought of. I don't know. I don't even know if it's red. But anyway, my brother came home on the Tuesday of this week and brought home the Path of a Traveler recipe book. So at Cebu, Mit Photography was the one, like she's very much famous in the cosplay and photography scene in Japan. She went here for seminar, workshop, and exhibit. That is the exhibit that I wasn't able to go. However, my brother was able to take home a recipe book for me that was signed by her. It's fun. It's basically Genshin from Mondstadt to Natlan recipes, like her chosen favorites, and a recipe for that particular meal. And I need to Google translate it because it's all in Japanese. But one of these days, maybe I'll be able to cook up some Genshin recipes to try. Also, my friend Kyle from high school came to the store and left me a gift for my birthday. And this is one of the samples. He gave me a planner journal set that is vintage green botanicals, and really like it. It's pretty. It's very much my aesthetic as well. At this point, this is like an inside joke for us, wherein if I have a character in Genshin, I would be a Dendro Lie character that is a herb collector and like part of Boo Boo Pharmacy basically. So he gave me a very botanical green planner journal set, which I love. And then here I managed to finally find pandan leaves, which is like the very it smells great. It's very like it smells very fragrant if you put pandan leaves on rice, and also very fragrant if you put them wrap them around chicken and fry them. Finally was able to make pandan chicken. It's like one of my bucket lists. I've been looking for it for months now. And I think the last time I got to eat pandan chicken was when I was in high school or maybe earlier. I don't recall, but it was like years. It has been over 10 years, I guess, since I last ate pandan chicken. So I'm happy that's able to do that. And on the 30th, finally, my ampalaya sprouted. It was only one on the 30th, but now on the 2nd of November, they are actually six. And I sowed a couple more. I forgot when I started to plant them. I think I planted them around here on the 26th. So it took them 4 days to germinate, which I'm happy with. That's fine. So I did plant more on the first. So I will try to see 4 or 5 days later if those germinate as well. That's fun. And then I guess here is when we purchased flowers. I did help my grandmother this time arrange flowers for our cemetery visit on the 1st or the 31st rather. It's quite fun. And on the 31st, I did right here open the store because I was the one who opened the store in the morning. So yeah, I also have this doodle here to the side because all while I was helping arranging flowers, I did take like the flowers that were rejects by my grandmother and put them in this like wine glass that my mom has, and it now sits on our table. Some of them are quite droopy now because it has been a couple of days and it was very hot. It has been very hot recently and it's getting on my nerves, but it is what it is. Next week is going to be quite stormy, so it's very much sickness season because it's very hot this week and it rains the next week, and then it's going to be very hot the week after that. So sickness season. Oh, I need to show. This is what the memory keeping spread looks like at the back. So yeah, so 13. I have read 13 books for October. This is the events that I find that is important to record, notable vlogs, and something new is always like I should put pandan chicken here. I forgot. I also cook chicken parmesan. So a lot of new recipes that I will add to our rotation moving forward, which is fun. Now we proceed to October in my Kinbor A6. It's basically just the cover and then similar to the monthly in my Kinbor weeks. However, this is more of like written out form. And then at the back here is just my TBR, which I did not update, and also the birthday haul, which I did not update as well because I bought a couple of stuff here afterwards, but that's fine. And then I guess that is it for the A6. And I'm just going to quickly introduce this other notebook with you guys. This was supposed to be similar to what I saw in. She used to be Sam Plants, but I guess she changed her channel name to Earthy Sam. And recently, I have watched one of her videos wherein she talks about her system in her notebooks. And one of the notebooks that she had was like an ordinary notebook wherein she writes down her daily to-do list, which is basically a bullet journal, and it's just the date, and then you write everything that you want to get done for that day. I did do that for a couple of days, starting on the 22nd up until, like as you can see, it's just all notes, all to-do list, check marks and reading list up until today actually that I wrote this down. What I did not think of is that I still have pages in here. So I could have just wrote it in here. So for the month of November, I do have it in here in this notebook. and I'm going to pause my usage of this notebook for November and December and just use this for the new year. However, I just want to show that this happens to be very useful for me. I do add a couple of stuff in the morning and then add as I go along, and it's very basic bullet journal style of like to-do lists and just checking things off. Basically, a notebook of to-do list. So this is my to-do list notebook, and I just wanted this in addition to my to-do list in the Kinbor weeks because what I want to put in here are like the important stuff. However, sometimes when I have like brain fogs or when my brain is a mess, I would like to write out each and everything that I need to get done for that day so that I won't mess up. For example, I do have these days wherein I have so much stuff to do. I would like to like write it all down so that I don't miss anything. So for example, I always check on my tomatoes every day. However, I just want to write it down so that it's like out of my brain and onto like physical something I can see physically so that I won't forget it or that I know that I did it, if you get what I mean. So this is quite useful for me, and I wanted to do it in a very cheap notebook so that once I'm done with this, I could basically chuck this in the recycling and be done with it. Or even maybe, no, I don't think I can compost this because it's a bit glossy, so it's processed paper. So I don't think I could compost this. So yeah, basically we'll recycle this afterwards. And if you could see, like there are time slots here for days. I kind of started fasting. I read this book wherein you could regulate your hormones through fasting for 15 or more hours. It's not for everyone, but I am slowly trying it. I am currently on a 17-hour fast as of the moment. I'm pretty hungry while I'm filming this. However, it's almost my time slot to break my fast, so I'm pretty excited to have a meal after this. So yeah, not for everyone, but I don't think I even recommend reading Fast Like a Girl to anyone, but it's quite an interesting read for me for someone who is trying like diet plans that don't work and I just plateau with my weight. So yeah, I'm trying. That's something I'm trying out new for the month of October moving forward. So yeah, those are my three notebooks for the month: my Kinbor Weeks, Kinbor A6, and my to-do list notebook, which you won't be seeing until 2026 maybe. So yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, guys, take care and bye bye.